What's up, guys? Hopefully all of you are doing well. Today I'm going to show you how to make some really easy green beans and potatoes with some smoked turkey wings. This recipe has been requested, but I wanted to go ahead and show you because it's really easy and very forgiving. Let's get into it. First, we need to get these smoked turkey wings cooking. I have the first and second joint of 1 turkey wing, and that's about 5 cups of water and 2 cups of low sodium chicken stock. Next, I'm going to slice up 1 medium-sized onion into some half moons, along with a couple of cloves of fresh garlic. Basically, what we're doing here is we're building a good tasting stock. If your stock doesn't taste good, the whole dish won't taste good. So I'm just going to pour the garlic and the onions right into the pot. I'm going to give it a stir. And to check the salt level and seasoning, I'm just going to take 1 clean spoon, dip once, and taste it to see how far I want to take the seasoning. For me personally, I added a tablespoon of Grand Diamond all-purpose seasoning and about a half teaspoon of kosher salt. You can check out this recipe at gdseasoning.com for the exact measurements. The link will be below in the description. Alright, so we brought our stock up to a boil. Now we're going to turn it down to about medium-low and let it simmer for about 1 hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours because I want that turkey to fall off the bone. And then we can move to our next step, which is shredding it so that we can put it back into the pot. I don't want you guys to necessarily think you're going to be nailed down to using a smoked turkey wing. You can also use a ham hock or a small piece of salt pork, maybe a 4-ounce piece. The whole point of this is to get your stock to really taste good because you're going to be adding your vegetables in. If you're a vegetarian, you're going to skip the meat altogether and use just a simple vegetarian stock, okay? And you can follow through with your seasonings, onions, and garlic. So the shredded turkey goes back into the pot. Now we can add our green beans. I'm using 1 32-ounce bag of whole green beans that are frozen and slightly thawed. They're still kind of frozen, but that's okay. You can go ahead and add those to the pot and they are going to thaw through the process of cooking, which is completely safe. During the rest of the time I was cooking this dish, I was bouncing back and forth between medium to medium-high heat. So since I added those cold green beans, I needed to bring that heat right back up to get them to a nice simmer. So I put the lid on them and let them cook for only about 15 or 20 minutes. They don't take that long. In the meantime, I cut up some nice russet potatoes, about 1 pound or 1.5 pounds. When I mentioned earlier that this dish was very forgiving, what I meant by that was the fact that some people will like more green beans than potatoes. Some people will like more potatoes than green beans. You really have that space to do what you want. As you can see, my green beans are ready to go. I added my potatoes right in. It's not a lot of water. If you lose some water during the cooking process due to evaporation, add 1 cup at a time. But taste it as you go so you can make sure your seasonings are right. So I'm just going to kind of push those potatoes down into the liquid. And again, I'm going to cover it. And they didn't take that long. These only took about 15 minutes. And I think it was this new pot I was using. I'm probably going to review it. It's by Cuisinart and it's cast iron enamel. So this process really didn't take that long. This dish was ready, as you can see. It's absolutely beautiful. And this is the perfect dish to assign to our new cooks in the family. You know what? Now that I think of it, this was one of the first things I learned to make as a young kid. This was one of my mom and dad's go-to dishes during the week, so it is fairly easy to make and easy to put together. You have the smokiness from the turkey, the potatoes are nice and fluffy, and your green beans are nice and tender. Just season up your stock like I said, and you have lots of freedom to put the amounts of each vegetable that you want to go in. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out and cooking with me. You know I appreciate it. Don't forget this recipe and others can be found at gdseasoning.com. And I'll see you guys next time.